Welcome to the show.
This is Steven.
And this is Aaron.
And
you're watching the story so far. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, I had to slow down and sound like a retard at that point.
Anyway, we're running late with the show this week. We just had some things come up earlier in the week, so we apologize, but we're still trying to get the show done for you. So, I really don't have a whole lot this week because as far as entertainment news goes, it was a pretty slow week this week, so I apologize for that. But
go ahead and blame it on the entertainment news, dude. You had 3 extra days. You could have found something.
No, seriously, not a whole lot going on in the world of entertainment this week. We do have the Oscars, but I don't keep up with that garbage. One thing I do want to say though is, last week we talked about you throwing up some links to some of the stuff we referred to. What happened to that?
You don't want to know.
Jeez.
I left them sitting on my nightstand.
And you never threw them up? I mean,
I'll do it tonight when I get home. All right.
Yeah, we'll see. So
Okay.
if you guys see some links before this video, congratulations.
It'll probably be early in the morning. So when you guys wake up, surprise! It's Christmas.
Well, like I say, if you see them before this video, which you may very well, then there you have it.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna do it just to make you look dumb.
That's fine. So, go ahead and start us off this week, buddy.
All right. So I was on the internet and I saw this thing where it said snowplow driver from hell, and I was like, what? So I just happened to load it, and it's a news report about this snowplow driver. He calls himself Dog, and he buries cars and blocks driveways on purpose. And in the video, as he's driving, you can hear him laughing and saying, "Yeah, that's right, Neffers. Shovel your snow out into the middle of the street only so I can push it right back into you." And then as he passes a car, he says, "Now you see it, now you don't." As he buries it. It's kind of funny. It pissed me off, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's definitely not something as a snowplow driver I would be taking video of and posting on the internet.
I know, right?
People will find out who this guy really is, and they will probably have some form of retaliation.
Oh yeah.
So, we know that snowplow drivers do it on purpose as far as filling back in the ends of your driveway with snow. Most of the time, I don't believe that they can help it, but as they say on the news story that is associated with that video, you really shouldn't be showing people that you actually enjoy that. It's nice that he enjoys his job, but it sucks for those of us that have to snowplow our own driveways just for him to fill them back in. So, what else have you got?
I don't know how to say his name, but the one dude in South Africa.
Oscar Pistorius.
Yeah, there you go. He got bail.
He got bail. Now, for those of you that are under a rock, don't know, Oscar Pistorius is he's a runner, and he was a runner in the Olympics this last summer. The guy is a double amputee, so he does not have either one of the lower half of his legs, and he was the first double amputee that was able to run in the Olympics, in the regular Olympics, not just the Special Olympics. So he made history for doing that. Even though he did not win it, I don't think he won a medal. It was just awesome to watch him. Anyway, here we are 6 months, 8 months later, and he ended up shooting his girlfriend, fiance, and killing her. And the latest development in his case is that he just was granted bail. Another thing that happened was one of the guys that, I don't know if it's a lawyer or if it was a cop or what, but one of the people associated with his case is also being investigated for possible multiple homicides.
Yeah, it is a cop.
So, honestly, I'm wondering if that might have had some bearing on him getting bail.
They could have.
I don't know.
Very well could have.
claims that it was an accident. He thought that he had an invader in his house, and didn't realize it was his girlfriend until after he shot her. But from eyewitness accounts, and not really eyewitness, but neighbors that were around, they heard shouting coming from his home for well over an hour before this had happened. So I think that it was something that had happened in rage. You know, whether he actually meant to kill her or not, I'm not sure. But I think that, you know, he obviously meant to pull out the gun and probably at least scare her with it. And who knows if he meant to pull the trigger or not. But for what it's worth, I think that he probably did it, and I think that he should at least go to jail for it.
I don't know. I haven't followed it that closely. I just see it all the time on ESPN.
Exactly. That's how I know all my information is just mainly from reading geez, man, come on! Right in the middle of some commentary here, and you're blowing.
It's awesome.
Anyway, I've just been following the headlines myself, reading a little bit here and there, and I've heard a little bit about it on the radio. So I really don't know that much about it, but it is an interesting story to throw out there.
Here we go. This is.
I don't want to hear about it.
No, this is the judge's decision. Your internet.
No, it's just him granting bail for Pistorius.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear about this.
Yes, we do.
Look it up on the internet if you want to hear about it. Not on our show.
Booyah! Suckers. Oh man.
Again, it's one of those things that, you know, if you're really interested in it, go research it.
There you go.
All 4 of you viewers or whoever watches this besides myself.
I'm watching.
So our other 2 viewers out there. Hopefully we get a few more people watching, but you know, you still gotta share the video once you see it pop up in your newsfeed there, champ.
Touche. Alright.
That helps spread the word.
Amy and our roommate watch it.
Yay, thank you. Appreciate that.
We appreciate the fan base. Share it as well.
Please.
Once you watch it, share it.
Tell other
There's
friends.
no please in it. Just do it.
Alright, there you go. By the way, you know, since we're talking fan base and everybody right now, not on a particular story, last week you guys may have seen us looking down at our iPods or our phones and that quite a bit. That's because we had all of our news stored on that. It wasn't because we were bored with our show or anything, not paying attention to each other. We both just had our news stored on there. I've got a Notepad app on my phone, and it definitely comes in handy when I find news stories or have thoughts when I'm out away from a actual notepad. I can just jot them down, so it's nice to have that to where I can just sit and pull it up and be able to bring what I have down to you guys right here. So please don't take it as us being bored with the show or anything. Like I say, and you'll probably see it happen in the future where we're looking at the iPods and that. I mean, I still got to get my Aaron's iPod in, so I will be picking that up a little bit later, but you know, it is what it is.
Dude, you have so many excuses.
I know.
I know.
Who says they're excuses?
I don't know. They're reasons.
To me, it's an explanation.
Oh, geez, here we go.
There you have it. Alright, what you got now? On with more news.
Onward and upward. The United States is suing Lance Armstrong for $100 million.
You know, I think all this crap that's happening to Lance Armstrong is just stupid.
Well,
I think he should have been able to keep his Tour de France trophies and his money and all that. You know, I know I've touched on this back when it first broke, but they never caught him
exactly.
when he was racing. They never caught him.
Right.
The guy was smart enough to not get caught. Not that I'm saying that that it's what's the word I'm looking for here? Not that it's good that he used drugs or anything, but you know, he was able to stay ahead of the curve and good for him. But there are so many other guys that probably did the same things that he did and just never got caught. Never had the disgruntled teammates like he had to help get him caught.
Yep.
So, like I say, never tested positive for the stuff while he was racing, so I don't see why he should be stripped of the stuff. You know, it was stuff that happened,
Years and years
you know,
ago.
years ago, and he's retired now from that. Him leaving the Livestrong organization is definitely a good thing, because yeah, you don't want to be associated with that. So I understand that, and he should face some sort of repercussions, but you can't change history. You know, he won the tours, and so why take him away? Why try and strike that? I mean, the video evidence is out there that he won and all this, so you can't deny that the guy won.
Exactly.
You know, whether he cheated or not, oh well, okay, he cheated. Now go out there and make sure that you test for what he got away with, so it doesn't happen in the future.
Not only that, but they did take away his Tour de France titles, and that's all well, and that's their choice to do whatever they're gonna do. But you're just adding insult to injury now with suing him for $100 million.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I think they should just drop it. It's basically a non-story at this time, if you ask me.
I agree.
You know, a non-issue.
I agree.
Everybody's got to keep digging it up, throwing it out there. Leave the man alone and let him live his life. So.
I agree. I don't know if you've watched it, but you should watch this video of the boy calling 911 because his mom made him go to bed. Have you seen that video?
No, I actually saw the link to it. I'll have to watch it a little bit later myself.
Oh, it's freaking hilarious. And that's about all I have really right now. So on to you.
You don't have any other sporting news? No, nothing about football or basketball. Just had the trade deadline.
Oh, you want to do all that right now? Sure.
We can do it whenever, but I mean, you're just saying, yeah, I don't have it. I'm just
No, I do
asking.
have
Oh,
it.
okay, all right,
I do have it. I just didn't want to do it right now.
okay. Well,
You look prepared to do something else yourself.
I'm just, I'm looking through the City Weekly this week. It's a local entertainment publication from Salt Lake City, and one of the things that I came across is an article called The Ocho, and it's written by the magazine or the newspaper's basically editor and everyman guy for the newspaper, Bill Frost. But I thought that it was funny. It's called The Ocho, and this week he's got 8 quick reference cheats for Oscar-nominated films you haven't seen. Number 8, The Life of Pi. An ancient boy and a tiger take a less stressful boat trip than a carnival cruise. Number 7, Django Unchained. Ray Charles kills all the white people in Mississippi, including Gilbert Grape's little brother. Number 6, Silver Linings Playbook. Phil from The Hangover and Katniss discover bipolar love at a special ed dance competition. Number 5, Lincoln. The 16th President of the United States drinks no milkshakes nor hunts any vampires. You getting these references? Hopefully you at home are.
Yes.
Okay. Number 4, Zero Dark 30. Mama and Andy from Parks and Recreation kill Osama bin Laden in just under 3 hours. Number 3, Beasts of the Southern Wild. Spoiler alert, a storm wipes out southern Louisiana. Number 2, Argo. Daredevil and Walter White make a fake movie about aliens to save Americans and Canadians from Iranians. And number 1, Les Miserables. Wolverine and Catwoman sing loudly at Robin Hood and Borat. And that's the Ocho for this week.
That's the Ocho.
Sure. I think it's pretty funny.
It is.
It was funny when I read it. So, back to some sports news. And it's actually sports entertainment news. Oh no, we're still sticking with it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sports entertainment news. For those of you pro wrestling fans out there in the local Utah area, specifically Salt Lake, Wasatch Front area. If you're into pro wrestling and you love to watch it on TV, there's actually a company here called UCW, Ultra Championship Wrestling. It actually started wrestling for these guys way back when, but because of the ex-wife, she kind of put a downer on it. So, I was aspiring to be a professional wrestler, but thanks to her and actually having a family, kind of had to kibosh that. But anyway, so UCW, they actually are putting on shows down in Salt Lake at 47th South Orange Street, Unit E2 in Salt Lake. They have shows coming up February 23rd, which hopefully I'll have this up by that time. But if not, you can catch them also on March 9th, March 23rd, and April 6th. And if you guys want to get tickets or need a little map to the place, check out ucwzero.com, or you can call them at 801-699-7977. And that's it for that. That's all I've got. So back to you for the real sports.
For the real sports. Okay. So the NFL Combine's been happening. And they've been talking about the drafts and all that, and it really just seems like it's just around the corner that football will be starting again.
Yeah, not for a while, Chip.
It feels like it though. Anyway, the Eagles are telling Nnamdi Asomugha that he has to reconstruct his
Renegotiate
yeah
his contract.
or else they'll release him, which would be kind of a sad loss to us.
There's actually a lot of teams that are trying to do that this year so they can get under the salary cap, and it sucks for the players.
Michael Turner for Atlanta, he leads them in touchdowns and rushing yards, and they're gonna let him go. So
It sucks for him, but yay for the teams that are able to pick him up.
yep. So
And I gotta say, from what everybody's saying for this year's crop of quarterbacks for the draft, not a very good year for them. So I think you'll be seeing more running backs and probably defensive players picked up this year.
yep.
And I haven't really heard much about the wide receivers or anything, so we'll see what happens there. The one that really has my interest is Manti Te'o. Want to see how his little internet hoax scandal affected him for the year. So we'll see if that does anything for or against him as far as his draft pick.
I don't know if it will or not, but
I don't know. Honestly, it shouldn't be based off of that. It should be based off of what he's done on the field and his skills. And unfortunately, in that championship game, he got burned.
yep.
So I think that I would hope that would hurt his stock more than the internet thing. So. Dead air, son. Dead air.
Deader. So the NBA trade deadline just happened, and there weren't really any major moves.
Not for the Jazz, especially. They didn't trade for anybody at all.
I know. Several teams did that though, like OKC and the Lakers. The Lakers suck, but hey, I'm not gonna complain about that, right?
Yeah, I did see a news blurb today though that even though the trade deadline has ended, that the Lakers are interested in Raja Bell.
Really?
If Utah will buy out his contract. So I'm wondering if they're going to do that or not.
I don't know. Well, he said I know before he came to Utah again, after he left Phoenix, he talked about, they said that the Lakers were really interested in him, but he'd rather finish his career in Utah. So.
Well, it'd be nice if he did.
JJ Redick from Orlando Magic, he did go to, I think it was the Rockets, and then a couple other teams made like 6-player trades or 6-team trades. I don't know. There was a lot that happened, but nobody
Yeah, there was a lot of that happening, but not for superstar players this year.
exactly.
You know, it was all supporting cast members.
So, all right. Let's move to the feature of retard's iPod. I mean, Aaron's iPod.
You know, actually, I'm trying to find a song here, but I think we're coming up empty this week, folks. So no iPod this week. It's just
Really?
no iPod. I don't have a song that on here that I've been aching to play on the show. And I didn't download anything new this week, so usually I download at least one thing a week or so, but just don't have it this week.
I'm gonna feel bad because I don't either.
Yeah, I noticed that. Jeez, thanks.
Look, man, I'm trying to run out the door and get here on time, and still didn't get here on time. All right? Cut me a little slack.
Well, it's like you had 3 extra days to get here.
All right, I'm done dealing with you.
All right, so nothing else. You don't have anything else?
Not particularly, no.
All right. Well, I have a few things coming up this next week. I'm going to be having a special guest on the show. Hopefully this works out this week. So we'll see. But if we don't get it done this week, we'll have it here shortly for a future show. But we're going to be talking about upcoming movies and that stuff that I've already talked about on the show a little bit. We'll hopefully get a little more in depth and be hopefully talking about some comic books and different things. So it's kind of going to be more of a geeky type show. Stephen probably won't be here for that episode, but we're hoping to do that episode and possibly another episode next week. So hopefully we'll have 2, but we'll see what happens as far as our schedules go. So keep up on the local scene. Definitely support your local musicians. You know, one of the locals, Opal Hill Drive, they actually, for people that were friends of theirs on Facebook, they actually let us go and download all their songs off of Reverb Nation. So that was cool. They got a lot of good songs on there. And I will actually hopefully have one of those for next week. Other than that, I think we'll call it a show.
Actually, I do have one more thing. I almost forgot about this. DC Entertainment says that it'll unveil a new ongoing series focusing on Superman and Batman. Batman Superman is set to debut in June and will be written by Greg Pak and illustrated by Jay Lee. It will focus on the 2 iconic heroes first met, on how the 2 iconic heroes first met in the publisher's relaunched universe, dubbed the New 52. So it's actually going to start out as comics, but I don't see it going into anything more than that right now.
I don't either. You know, they've talked about possibly doing a crossover movie between the 2 in the past, and I don't see that happening for a long time. I think they've talked about doing this Justice League movie quite a bit. I know that they're waiting to see how the new Man of Steel movie turns out before they move forward with that. I think that'd be about as close as you come to a crossover movie between those 2. I don't think they'll get their own standalone movie or franchise, at least for a while. Because they have talked about already rebooting the Batman franchise once again, but they're going to hold off until after they do the Justice League movie. So that's going to be several years down the road. So we'll see what happens with that, but typically when they do a crossover in the comic books, it you know, it's not going to come out to the movies. So and DC is not very good at their movies as their filmography shows. You know, Batman being the most successful series. So I wouldn't look forward to seeing that for a while. You want to see some good DC, look at their animated movies. They do an outstanding job with those. Every one that I've seen, I've been a fan of. So, and we'll talk more about that on our special show. So,
Thank goodness.
all right.
And then I saw another funny video real quick. I think Tiffany sent it to me, and it was of this chick who she was doing technical difficulties. She was doing a tutorial on how to curl your hair just right. She burned her hair off. She's like, count to 20. She got like to 10, and she went to pull it out, like unroll it, and it just went ripped off.
Took her hair away.
And she's like, you gotta be kidding me. For like 2 minutes, she just stood there and stared at it.
And yet they posted that online.
Okay, anyways, that's all I had. This has been Steven.
And Aaron, we'll catch you next time.